Welcome to Home Team Advantage. I'm Gary Gimbetti along with Mike Egan, and you don't really want to know what we were talking about before we came on the air, but happy birthday to all those people who...
Well, what do they know? If you're born in, was it every 4 years you have a
every
birthday?
4 years you have a birthday, so you never get older.
God,
But
I'm still old.
Yeah, happy birthday to all those leap year babies that were born on the 29th of
Yeah.
February. I know there's a reason for that. Something to do with...
Calendar?
Yeah, well, yeah, I know, but like this rotation of the Earth, I think you have to add a day, obviously, every 4 years to make it equal. So
I see you did really well in science class.
yeah, I
in high
know.
school.
Yeah, that wasn't one of my best subjects.
I bet you're really good at saran wrap and gunzo.
Saran wrap. Wasn't there just something about that in the newspaper?
If you're wondering.
No, we're not wondering. We'll leave well enough alone on
Yes.
that one.
Yep.
We'll let law enforcement handle those circumstances.
And they did what?
Yeah.
Where?
Tasered? Tasered where?
Yeah.
Oh, no. That's just it. It's not a good thing.
No,
But
at least you're on life. I feel sorry for that.
yeah, no, that's too bad. I mean, unfortunately, stuff like that happens.
In Hibbing?
Not usually here, but we have more important things to talk
Yes.
about, and one of them was the Section 7A
Hockey?
hockey final last night down in Duluth. Hermantown beat Hibbing Chisholm 4-0. Now, it may sound like that's not a blowout by any means, 4-0, but Hibbing did play. I'll give Hibbing a lot of credit. They played to the best of their ability. They didn't give up. Rex Wally was shined in goal.
Yep.
You know, I know he made a lot of really good saves. So it's just, well, unless you want to get your 2 cents in here, we can.
Well, I just, as you know, we were talking before the show, and we mentioned that actually it's a great accomplishment for how far they actually got, beating Cloquet, Estico, Carleton, and then taking on Hermantown. But it's just, these are young men, and there's a big difference, as we've always said, between a 17-year-old and a 15-year-old playing. And I think you saw some of that last night, where they were maybe just a step behind. But as far as the effort, you couldn't, as a coach, you couldn't ask for a better effort from your team. So they got a great future ahead of them if a lot of these kids can stay healthy and continue to work on their game and, you know, play other sports to help them tune that body up a little bit.
Please play other sports, please.
I think they're going to do very, very well in the next couple of years. So I think the hockey future for the Hibbing High School looks good for the next couple and even the Pee Wee programs and the Bantam programs did well again. So they do have a good nucleus of young kids coming into the program.
Well, the thing is, and it's Hermantown's just in another league.
Well, when you go
There's
on
no
recruit,
doubt.
it helps.
I'll let you say that, but
Okay, when they go out and recruit, it helps.
that's fine. I'll keep that to myself. But they play for 51 minutes.
Yes.
They're relentless.
Yep.
They come at you hard. They don't give you any room. They take away time and space. Their gap control with their defensemen is spot on. Mm-hmm. And Hibbing tried to play fast last night, but I thought, you know, I don't know what Coach Rewerts would say, but I thought they turned the puck over too many times.
Yep.
They were throwing blind passes in their own zone and sometimes in the neutral zone. And they'd get intercepted by a Hermantown player, and then their transition game, being as fast, they come down the ice without hesitation.
Well, and they, like you said too earlier, they had 4 good lines. I mean, they're actually to our 2. And again, as the game wears on, you get worn out. And, you know, someone banging you all the time. It'll be interesting to see how they do. You know, coming up next year, their goaltending should be strong the next couple of years. And like I said, they've got a group of young men that are coming back. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. And they cut, the other thing maybe I should have said too is when we did have a chance, even for a breakaway, they were, even if we got behind their defense, it didn't take them long to
Catch up.
catch up.
Yeah.
And you get, when you're getting caught from behind, same as I say in football, if you're a running back and you're going around the left end and somebody tackles you from the right side coming around, you shouldn't be caught from behind.
No.
I don't think. I mean, you should be fast enough to not let somebody from behind get you. Yeah, but Hermantown is great at it. Their coach told me last night that they had an issue with playing fast in January and they lost a few games. Yeah, well, you're playing a double-A schedule, so if you're not playing fast, you're gonna lose a few games. But they just had to get back down to the basics and just play hard for 51 minutes. Now I can't imagine them ever not playing fast. So I don't know obviously what their issues were in January, but that just doesn't seem like feasible to see a Hermantown team not play fast.
Yeah.
So
Well, they got a great history of being good hockey. I mean,
well,
and should they be double-A? You damn right they should.
again, I'm going to stay out of that one.
Well,
because
they should be. They should be up there with Rapids and Virginia, and they don't belong in single A.
Well, no,
Plain and simple.
and obviously they beat the last game of I think the last game of the regular season or somewhere around there. They beat Grand Rapids 4-1 in Grand Rapids, I
Right.
believe. So it's not like they can't skate with the
No.
Class AA teams.
And they have the numbers that a Class 2A team has for players. So
Yeah, but they. I think I tried to look in the book. They give you the booklet with the names and rosters and all that in there, and somehow inexplicably their enrollment is left out.
oh, imagine that.
I know, and I looked at that specifically because I saw it for some of the other
Right.
teams, and obviously theirs was not in there. Now I'll go look again, and if I have to make a correction, I'll make a correction. But I didn't see it in there, so that's the issue.
Play the game.
Well,
Yeah, is there any other Northern teams in the tournament this year?
No. Well, you're gonna get. Well, I guess Roseau got beat. But Moorhead will come out of that section, I would imagine. Moorhead or East Grand Forks will come out of that section, Section 8. So now there won't be. I mean, Moorhead's north, but it's more west.
Right.
Obviously East Grand Forks is north and west. So I guess you could consider them north. But that would be it. And then obviously Grand Rapids and Andover play tonight
Yeah. Well,
for the 7 AA title.
Andover is more of a city team. They are
Now, again,
a
there you
northern
go.
suburban team.
So that'll get determined tonight. So we'll have two of our representatives from Section 7 decided in 2 days. So good luck to both of those teams tonight. Good luck to Rapids. I mean, they're on their way back as far as I know. And
Well, we'll find out tonight.
oh yeah, because Andover is usually pretty tough, and I know they were at state last year, I believe. I mean, I shouldn't say I believe, but I'm pretty sure they were at state last year. So it'll be an uphill climb for Grand Rapids, but good luck to them. But I also want to say, if the Hibbing players should have learned last night what they need to do if they want to, at least get back, because Cloquet's not going anywhere. And that was a great game.
Yep.
I didn't think they protected the puck, very well against Cloquet, but they got an opportune goal when they needed it.
Yep.
And then by Jace Campbell, I'll give him the props for that one. And then Benny Galley deposited that empty net goal, and for the first time they've been to the final since 2016. So we have never really talked about that game yet because that happened after our show last
You
week.
sure hear his name quite a bit, Mr. Galley.
Yeah,
quite a little good player.
He and Jack Gabardi and Kamsula made up that. I think it was their first line. I'm assuming it was their first line, but they were very good together. And then it was Swanson and Hildenbrand and Elsner were on that second line, which which is unfortunate that those three couldn't get going yesterday, because I've seen some very good things out of those 3 young kids this year, and it's just too bad that they couldn't get anything
Well,
going.
you gotta give kudos to Hermantown.
Well.
They shut them down, and it was kind when they come out for the first face-off. You look, the 3 Hermantown guys are just glaring over the top of the Hibbing guys, looking down at them. I go, whoa.
But that was, for myself, I had to interview their coach, and there was others, the Duluth News Tribune guy and John Gilbert were both down there doing the interviews, but it was hard going by their locker room to,
Hear the hooping and
to interview them. But hey, congratulations. You had a great run, and
yeah, hopefully it'll continue. Hopefully they'll represent the North.
well,
In the
we'll
state
see how they
tournament.
do in the state. No, I mean they should have a chance, I would think.
Well, now they got to go down and play all those Catholic private schools.
Well, the ones they wanted out of the Class A in the first place.
Yeah.
So,
Anyways,
girls basketball
There you go.
had their first section game last night, and they lost 57 or 58 to 20. So
nice scoring.
they are done for the season. So Chris Hansen did an admirable job this year coaching that team up, and it just you ran into another. That's the 3rd time they've lost to Cloquet this year. So, and I didn't see the game. It was played at 5 o'clock yesterday before the hockey game, and I think some of them came to the hockey game after. So.
I guess you know where their minds were.
Well, yeah, I mean, the 20 points is, I think they only had 5 at halftime.
They have a young team. I'm not familiar with the girls' program, so
2 seniors, Jory Anderson and Kate Toohey.
they have some coming back.
So
next
they'll
year.
have, but the question is how much do they work at it? And that's what it comes down to. You have to get out in the off season, and you have to put time in, because they didn't handle the ball well.
Yeah.
And the presses took it, and I'm sure Cloquet pressed them, and I'm sure that was part of the reason, because they're going to press you until you can figure out how to break it. You coached the sports,
Well,
I
that's
mean, you know that.
It's amazing. You think and look at that young woman from Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
She's not even in the WNBA yet, and she's already worth millions and millions of dollars. And she had the shootout with what's the name from San Francisco, the guard.
Well, that was that Ionescu had that shootout with him. Yeah, but you're talking about Caitlin Clark.
Okay, Clayton Clark.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, but the Ionescu woman is the one who had the shootout with Stefan Marbury. No, Marbury, Stefan,
Stefan
that's his last name.
Diggs. Oh, wait a minute, he's a football
Yeah.
player.
Can't even think of his last name.
If anybody's watching, call it in.
Yeah, there's a brain cramp right there. Curry.
Is that what that smell was?
Stefan Curry.
There we go.
He's the one who they had the shootout with. It shows you how much. You don't pay attention much to the NBA anyway, so.
No, I only listen to and like to watch the stories about Larry Bird and what a trash talker he
There you
was.
go.
And every player that talks about Larry Bird, when they're done talking about all the trash, he said he could do it because he could back it up.
Back it up. That's right.
So,
No doubt about it. So that ends their season. The swimmers, I'll know this better than you, obviously, but I told you the names. But John Lund, Christian Masich, Alex Hanigman, and Wiley Stenson advanced to state last week at the Section 7 finals or Section 6A finals on Saturday. And Wiley Stenson advanced in the 100 freestyle and in the 100 backstroke. So I'll tell you, coming at the start of the year, I didn't know if they could get anybody to state because they had lost a lot
yeah.
to graduation, and one swimmer did not come out this year. That was a senior, and they lost a junior to Grand Rapids for whatever you want to call it. I won't bring that up, but so it was guys who had, the only time they had been to state, I think one of them was an alternate, or maybe 2 of them were alternates last year. So they go down just in case something happens
Right.
to somebody on one of the actual relay teams or regular individuals. Well, maybe a regular individual, they just seat out,
Yeah.
so you wouldn't even get in.
So they got 4 that are actually
So
in swimming
4 that are
events.
actually swimming, and then they have one, Isaac Nelson is their alternate this year, and he's gonna be, and I think, other than the 2 seniors, Masich and Haddingman, the other 3, the alternate, and then Stenson and Lund, are gonna be, I think, pretty good
Okay.
coming up here in the next few years.
And no one from the diving, or someone from
No,
the
Tyler Fosso made it in diving, and I have a story in today's paper about him. He developed a mental block back in December, and he couldn't perform a dive if his life depended on it.
Well, I know Ron knows what those mental blocks are like when it comes to performing.
Yeah, he's got us up here, so he knows we're both mentally blocked. But I know I don't even know if I did the story justice, to be honest with you, because the way he came back from it and was amazing, and he was in 3rd place. He didn't actually get his reverse dive. The reverse dives are the worst because you're going up and then you're coming back toward the board.
Right.
And yeah, I can see why, like Sarah Murfeld said, there's nothing in life that even resembles a reverse dive.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't even make stuff up like that. But he got the reverse dives. He started out with his other dives, and he got them back, the forward dives and the back dives and stuff like that. And the inward dives were pretty, I don't know, simple to get back, but they were the easiest ones to get back. And then 2 weeks before sections, he got the reverse dives back. And then in the prelim meet last Saturday morning, he was, after 8 dives, he was in 3rd. And he had put his 2 reverse dives. They went 5 dives and they took a break, and then they went to 3 more dives in the semifinals, they call it. And he did his 2 reverse dives in the semifinals, in his 6, 7, and 8 dives. And then the finals, they have 9, 10, and 11, obviously. But he was in 3rd place, and then he hit the finals and did all 3, were all forward dives, I think, and ones that he knows well. And he climbed above 2 other divers and actually won the section title.
Nice.
So that's a great story. Because it's not, and Sarah said she went through it when she was a diver. How many years ago? I don't want to age her because she's not very old, but it wasn't easy, and it was a great story. I was hoping it would happen because then I knew I had a story.
Good.
And then the wrestler, actually the divers are going today for their prelims, and then the swimmers have their prelims tomorrow down at the Aquatic Center on the University of Minnesota campus.
So wrestling program has 2 young men going.
They have 2 young men. Ian Larrabee at 285 pounds.
What's he weigh, about 190?
Yeah, he's about 230 to 235. So he's given up some weight, obviously, but very good, very solid wrestler. And he's in shape. I mean, he's starting to fill out, so hopefully he'll be tough to beat down there. I'm not sure, I don't know if they leave today or not. They probably do, but
Is he a senior?
No, he's only a junior.
So he played football next year too.
Yes, yeah. So he's close, I think, to the wins record as far as Hibbing High School is concerned, and he's close to the pins record as far as Hibbing High School is concerned. And the pins record is 108, set by David Platt
Right.
a couple of years ago. And, maybe he'll get that down at state, but I mean, it won't be easy to pin guys down there.
No.
You got the best of the best down there, but next year he's going to shatter that record if he doesn't get it this year. Because the 39 wins, 1 was by decision, 4 were by forfeit. So 35.
39 minus 5.
34, thank you. My Hibbing math. So
Divided by
34 of
2.
his wins this year were by pin.
That's unbelievable.
So,
Wow.
yeah, very good. Cooper Hendrickson is at 172. I believe last year he he had gone as a sophomore to state. Last year as a junior, he was at 189 and did not make it for some reason or
Yeah.
other. I mean, I'm sure it's a tough weight class, so that probably had a lot to do with it. So this year they took the 189 weight class out, went to 182, but he decided he was going to drop to 172. And he lost to, in the semis, he lost to Damian Tapio of Rock Ridge. So he went to the wrestlebacks, and I don't think he had to wrestle. I think something happened to his opponent in the third place match, so he automatically got third place. So if they set up a true second match, if the guy, I'm not going to get this right, I don't think. But the guy who was in the other semifinal, if they win, then you didn't wrestle that kid that lost, you get a chance to
Oh, okay.
you get a chance to wrestle him. And it was a Jared Yates from Mora that he wrestled, and he beat him 14-5 to take true second. But I guess the interesting story there is I get Cooper and I think and Tapio are decent friends. And evidently Tapio said, I'm going to wrestle this kid. And I said, I'm going to take him 6 minutes. And I'm going to make sure I beat him up. So when he gets ready to face you, he's not going to have anything left.
Yeah.
And Tapio did not pin him. Took him all 6 minutes. And then Cooper kind of destroyed him in the
Wow.
true second match, which is kind of funny. I don't know if that should have been said or not, but now it's out there.
It's the wrestling world.
So good for Cooper. You know, they'll have tough times. Ian placed sixth last year, so he wants to do better this year.
Yep.
So
Good.
boys basketball starts playoffs on March 6th, I believe, and it looks like they'll be the 8th seed, and I think they'll have to go to Hermantown. But the thing there, that team is talented. There's talent on that team. So if they decide they want to put it together, they could make some noise. I mean, they're good. So they got to believe it, though.
And the other big story, not big story, but the other story in basketball is Cherry will be playing, and everybody assumes that they're going to be a cakewalk through their playoff run, but you never know.
Well, like I say, I believe there's 5 good teams in that section. Chisholm's one of them, Deer River's one, Mountain Iron Buell's one, and Northwoods. It's very good. I've seen all of them play. They're all Deer River just beat Rock Ridge the other night. So
Pretty handily, too.
yeah, I think so. To win the IRC title, and but then you got the elephant in the room is Cherry.
Oh, I thought you talked about Ron.
Yeah. and unfortunately, it's like they're all battling for second place. You know,
Yeah.
at this point, I mean, until somebody proves they can knock them off. You know, that tournament will be held at the Memorial Building from
Yep.
quarterfinals on, which you'll see some good basketball. And if it's like a Mountain Iron Cherry final,
Should be interesting.
yeah,
Be
you're
full
going to get a
house.
lot of people there, I think, for that one. So
I think the girls' tournament's also there, correct?
no,
No?
girls are
Just
down
the
in
boys?
Duluth. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I talked to John Peterson at the game yesterday. He's was an AD at Greenway. He said he just wishes both of them were at
Should be.
the arena here. So,
Yeah, maybe next year.
well, you never know.
All right, that takes care of the high school athletics. We got what?
Let's do the Vikings because I think
All right,
you want
Mike.
some predictions.
My predictions. You want to hear them now? As far as the Vikings are concerned, my prediction is that they're going to go after the quarterback from Seattle. That their owner yesterday or the day before made a comment at the combine that, yeah, he's our starter until he's not our starter. So what's that tell you? And that's Geno Smith,
Okay.
who's above average quarterback. He's 12 to 14 million a year. Gee,
Oh,
yeah, that's like going to the dollar store.
yeah, that works out.
And I think that they will not re-sign Mr. Cousins, not for $50 million. I would see that. I think he's going to go to Atlanta if he doesn't sign with the Vikings. And the Vikings have that new quarterback coach, so they'll sign, hopefully, Jefferson, and then go from there. So,
Good. Well, can't,
no, well, that's,
anything's possible.
anything's possible. So, but at least you're getting a quarterback that's proven he can play in the NFL. Maybe a little above average. You keep Mr. Jefferson happy because he can throw the ball to him. So,
Yeah, well, hopefully.
and if they get an opportunity to draft a quarterback in the draft, they can do that. And they still save some cap money to go out. Yeah, I don't think they're going to sign their defensive end. I think he's going to leave. I think he's pretty much already told them that. So maybe they can go out and sign a couple of good offensive linemen and a D lineman. So
Well, the defense needs work, so they
Yeah.
need to add people there.
what's really sad though is you listen to those local sporting talk shows, and they all talk about, well, this is Vikings coach third year. If he doesn't do it now, he's done. He's only been here 3 years, for God's sake.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Bring Belichick in and
Yeah.
have him run?
Yeah, well, there you go.
So
But he won't have a quarterback like Brady, so
No.
that'll be tough on him. Trade deadline's coming up for the National Hockey League. What do you think the Wild might? I wish I could get Pat on here, but
well, I went the other night. My son and I went to the game. He took me to the game, and when they lost to Carolina 3-2, again, it's just they don't have the muscle or the grit to keep up with some of these bigger players that they play against. I think Mr. Fleury will probably be traded. Whether he goes to Chicago, which they're predicting, or somewhere where they can get a pick or get a good player, wait and see. So.
well, that would be interesting. That'll be a whole. Maybe I should text Michael Russo and see if we can get him on.
Yeah.
maybe he'd come on. Who knows? But Timberwolves they've got what, 41 wins now,
And they're
42?
maintaining. They're playing consistently. It's not up and down. They learned to play without Towns the other night because he had to leave for personal reasons, and they have. Like I said to you, I'm sure everybody held their breath when Edwards twisted his ankle, but he came back and still scored 30-some points.
Yeah,
so.
and he scored. I think he scored 34 or 35 the last two nights.
So
he's
as long as they
he's on a
can
roll.
continue to play consistently good ball, they'll be hopefully in the playoffs.
Well, they'll be in the playoffs. It'll just be whether they get a number one seed
Right.
or not, and have home court throughout the whole. That'll help. Well, all right, we've come to the end of another show.
Wow,
So
we're counting down.
that's right. So for Mike Egan, I'm Gary Gimbetti. We'll see you again on.
Oh, before you close, if anybody out there is interested, contact Gary. To come and work the show with him a few times because I'm going to be gone.
Yeah. So.
So,
Well, we'll see you again next week if we're possible on Home Team Advantage.
For over 25 years, U.S. Bank, located at 211 East Howard Street in Hibbing, Minnesota, has provided office and studio space for Hibbing Public Access Television. We are thankful for their ongoing support.